Hello everybody, welcome to the Whiskey Nose. I'm Marty, this is Kevin. Today we're going to talk about a rye that we got to try a couple weeks ago at their bar in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tennessee Hills Distillery, Distiller Select Straight White Rye Whiskey. Just want to read the back of the bottle to you so you can see where I'm going. Experienced Washington County, Tennessee's first straight rye whiskey that is aged to perfection in new oak barrels until it is exceptionally smooth with notes of honey, vanilla, and caramel. 90 proof is the perfect balance for a crisp and clean spirit with lingering flavors. The bottom print says, bottled by Tennessee Hills Distillery, Jonesboro, Tennessee. Okay, first thing to my mind is MGP. I can't guarantee that. It could be, it could not be, but me and Kevin have talked about this 1,000,000 times that if it's good juice and it's from MGP, we don't care.
That's true.
If it does the job on flavor, nose, and palate, and it hits the spot, I don't care. He doesn't care. So we had this at the bar they have there in Jonesboro. I don't want to call it a distillery. Maybe they will distill or they're working on it. I don't want to, influence anybody anyway, one way or the other, because I don't want you to go and think you're going to take a 2-hour tour because we didn't.
No.
But we had a good time. We did it. We had a good time. So Kevin got this bottle for us to try, and just to be honest with you, and I speak, I think, for both of us, if I don't, correct me, we like the rye better than the bourbon. The corn bourbon. I mean, it just seemed better. It hit the notes. It's a pretty color. But we're gonna try it for you tonight and let you know what we think and see where we go from there. So let's pour away. I just don't want to throw it under the bus, but the label influences you to think it's extremely dark because of the maroon, but it is. It's got a really dark barrel look to it. I mean, it's almost, it's there. What's the legs look like, Kevin? Did you look?
I didn't really test the legs that much.
They're runny a little bit.
It's got some legs, but
they're slow.
slow.
Which can be, it's a little creamy, a little thick, which is good. I like creamy, thick. On the nose,
I think the nose is a little more interesting. When I first hit it, I get kind of almost a pecan pie with maybe then a little bit of cherry too. It's kind of unusual.
it's got a fruity balance.
Yeah,
a real fruity balance. You get a little barrel, very little barrel, but rye's not going to knock your socks off with a heavy toast. I don't think in my nose it doesn't, or in the whiskey nose as I call it. It just, I don't know. It's really fruity. It's almost got an apple pie, what's those things that in Northeast Tennessee they make these things called fried apple pies. And it's basically just a pie crust stuffed with apple filling, and they use forks and pinch down the corners and they throw it in a deep fryer. And so if I take a big bite out of that, it's almost, does that make any sense to you?
Absolutely.
Or actually, hell, it may be more cherry now that I'm...
Well, that's why I was saying I get that kind of pie kind of.
It's sweet. It's a fruit. It's a fruit pie. Some kind of. My father-in-law makes a hummingbird cake, and it's got more shit in it than you can shake a stick at. And I told him, I said, just call the damn thing a fruit cake. But.
editing's
Yeah, we know. All right. Well, let's go in for a taste. Cheers. I nailed it. I got it nailed after, yeah. I feel like I got a big splash. And this sounds absolutely ridiculous, of red wine.
Red wine.
On the front end.
I can see that a little bit.
That red wine, maybe that fruit. A little bit of the fruit. It's almost like that's, to me, it's like it's been finished in another barrel, Solero barrel, some other cask after it came out of the oak.
It's really sweet. I don't know if it's maybe fried pie is kind of what comes to mind, but it is very sweet. It's not real hot. It's got a little bit of burn on the back end, but not a lot.
Not really.
What did we say the proof was? 93? 90.
It's 45%.
Okay. 90 proof. So, it probably drinks like a 90 proof.
I agree with that. I just, there should be, to me, with that kind of rye, there should be more in it than just the fried pie. There's something I don't get on palate at all. I don't get hardly any barrel. For some reason, I'm missing it.
Well, there's not a lot of barrel, and what we know from the label is, it's minimum 3 years. It indicates it's aged for 3 years. So the youngest in this bottle is 3 years. And so that kind of makes sense what you're saying there.
I'm stuck. I'm like, I'm just going to be honest. When we were at the bar at Tennessee Hills, we didn't use Glencairns. I think they make a hell of a difference. I know Kevin thinks the same.
Absolutely.
You can aerate it, you can move it, you can see it, and it changes over time in the glass. And you can keep going back to it. And when we were there, the girl flat out set the bottle down for us, and because it was free tasting. So I think me and Kevin probably topped it off to about right there. But I'm getting everything I'm getting here, and I'm guessing, of course, it depends on what you had to eat today, what we did earlier, can change the taste on your palate, but I'm not getting the same rye that I got down there. Okay. Am I wrong? Does this taste like what you had down there? Because
I don't think it tastes like what we had down there.
I really don't.
We're
For
in
some
a different
reason,
setting. We're drinking out of different glasses, obviously. What I'd say is, it's not bad. It's not great. Controversy aside, whatever you want to say, the label tells us everything we need to know about the drink in terms of the contents. It's a little deceptive, but what's inside is...
It tells the tale.
It's an average rye.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I just, there's, as everybody can see, I'm kind of out of control a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you my take on it. Bottle, it's okay. It is what it is. It's an average bottle. The label, I think it's a pretty label. I actually thought that when we first saw the two bottles, their green label is their actual bourbon. It wasn't their rye, so I actually picked up the wrong bottle and poured it, thinking that it was the rye, and it was not. The dark bottle is the rye. So I was like, okay, that kind of threw me for a minute. And then as I sat there, and and the bottle was left in front of us, so like we said before, me and Kevin both read the label on the back, and we asked the question, is this distilled here? And we were given an answer, and just to be honest, the answer wasn't correct, as far as we know. As far as we know. And I've checked around, and the greatest package store in the world, B&B Package in Kingsport, Tennessee. I went and tried to check the source, and they have it there. And no, this is not what I gather made in Jonesboro, Tennessee. But it's beside the point. The point is, do you like the juice? And would we buy it again?
I'm on the fence about buying it again. Would I buy it in a bar by the drink? Yes.
Because we know what it is. We know what we're
Yes.
getting. We know what we like.
Right.
We know what to expect when we pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. Yeah, I can go with that. But I do think. What do you reckon this is around here? About $36 a bottle, $40.
I think it was a little. I think it was $39.99 is what. I
Okay,
paid.
so after tax and all, $43.
Yeah.
Across America, I have no idea how the availability is for this bottle. I got the feeling it may go into Kentucky since it's next state over. I've seen it in the Virginia stores a couple times, I think. Ohio, I don't know, but I can find out. But anyway, that's our take on St. Callahan's Rye, S.E. Callahan's Rye. Pardon me. Yeah, I think I'd, like you said, we'd try it again. I don't know if I'd buy another bottle, but because there's so many other things, like everybody knows that for around that price range,
Absolutely.
when you're hitting ryes, man, you got to find that one, and that just really sets you off. And I give this one, I guess out of 1 to 10, I give it about a 5. I guess it's good, So, but anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And until next time, this is Whiskey Nose. Thanks for watching.